I've gone over 50 hours without sleep. What I've been through is crazier than any movie. I never imagined my bad luck would pile up like this. The story starts after a few all-nighters left me with a stiff neck. I woke up Friday noon, grinding a 100-map challenge with a 100% extraction rate and 5.2 KD. I thought it was just ordinary farming, but I didn't sleep for the next 2 days. After 3 days making a video, I was nearly finished when I got shocked and my phone wouldn't charge. I thought it was just a coincidence and joked about it, but then realized nowhere nearby could fix it. I rushed to Guangzhou because I needed that phone. My terabyte of footage and 2 days of work were on it. I had to update soon. I brought 3 of my 5 brand name phones just to be safe. As to the train, on the way, the driver had a quick argument after being cut off, but we kept going and my mood lightened. When I arrived, I used my backup to register my main phone. Just as I turned in my main phone, my backup went black. It had batteries, so why shut off? Maybe the battery shot. I tried charging it for 10 minutes, but nothing happened. Even with my own charger, it stayed at 9%. If I turned it on, it would die after 2 seconds. I told the staff this phone has a problem too, it just won't turn on. He found the coincidence crazy, but let me keep charging it to unlock it. But then, I tried swiping to unlock, but it shut off in 2 seconds. He saw it was broken and told me to register, but I couldn't since both my phones were dead. It turned out to be a motherboard issue. Replacing it meant losing a terabyte of my Baidu challenge footage. I couldn't accept it. Then he said my backup also had a motherboard problem, so those files would be gone too. I was upset. How could both break at once? He noticed the backup was modified, and I explained it had been serviced before. He asked why. I finally snapped. I said, I've used 5 of your phones and all had sound issues. Every one had charging port failures. Whether using headphones or not, teammates couldn't hear me. Once, while ranking in China on a live stream, there was no sound because the mic broke. I didn't use some shady shop, and I'm not looking for trouble. Why does the phone look unmodified? That's the ridiculous part. That's the exact phone I used during that silent live stream. When I went to get it fixed, they said they'd never encountered this kind of issue before. Maybe 1 or 2 people at headquarters had run into it, but because it's so rare, they don't have a dedicated solution for it. In cases like this, they just give you a brand new phone, so there aren't any signs of modification. I actually went there 3 times. Why? Because I kept trying to get it fixed. After troubleshooting and attempting repairs twice, the 3rd time they just gave me a new phone. The technician who helped me said he plays games himself, and if even the most basic functions don't work, it's really frustrating, not just for me, but for him too. Whether it was an online call or a regular phone call, the microphone had issues. If you said a sentence with 20 words, it might only pick up 5 of them, and even then, it would be choppy and broken up. Let me show you some proof so no one thinks I'm making this up. At first, the technician didn't believe me and thought it was my problem. Then, I had him try it out himself. He tested it over and over, saying dozens of sentences for half an hour, and it was definitely malfunctioning. Let me recreate the situation for you.
Next, I'm gonna use voice input to say these words. Right now, I'm about 20 centimeters away from the phone, keeping a normal, reasonable distance. Let's see how the recording turns out. Did the sound suddenly get louder, softer, or just disappear? Now for the second scenario, the phone is about 3 centimeters away. There's nothing. Hold on, so that's the effect.
Ridiculous, right? He said no one reported this, but many others had it too. Anyway, I had to get a new phone to save my files. I hurried to buy one and tried importing to a backup phone, but it lacked storage. I ended up starving for 5 hours, feeling dizzy and sick. My glasses fogged up, and after eating, I wanted to change. I booked a nearby room, but downstairs he told me to check in again. Fine, whatever. But after checking in, why ask things I already answered? I'm showing my face, just tell me where he is. He asked 3 times how many people. I said 1 3 times. Then he said he'd give the password. I just needed his door. Then he sent the location. He already gave me the password and I was already downstairs. Couldn't he just tell me which floor to go to first? Finally, he told me. But here's the thing, he said from the start he'd give me the password, so why don't I have it yet? And why, after all that, was the password he was so eager to give me actually wrong? Did I get in? No, because the password was wrong. Okay, so it turns out the room number was wrong too. But then why was the new password he gave me also wrong? At this point, I'm not just showing my face anymore. This is like the ebb and flow of life and the echo of food. I'm already soaked, seriously. Let me just get a word in. He said, why don't you go change your clothes? But what about the password? Just give me the password. After I finally got in, I felt like all of this was just too much of a coincidence, too funny. I rarely do this kind of daily stuff, but those few days, there were just way too many coincidences. What you guys are seeing is just a small part of it. So I thought, maybe I should do a voiceover and record all of this. But then I worried, what if my voiceover disturbs other people who are resting? So I asked him, are there other people here? He said, others won't open your door. I replied, but no one else is here, right? Seeing all doors closed, he noted, room numbers aren't even up yet. I asked if that meant the place was empty. He said, well, there are some people. I told him I'm doing voiceovers and it might get noisy. He said it wouldn't be, so I asked if the soundproofing was that good. He said she doesn't make noise. I was actually worried about disturbing him, but he just said she's very quiet. Up to this point, it was actually pretty simple. He's quite serious and responsible, it's just that he types a bit slowly, so our pace didn't really match up. You might wonder why I was talking so fast. Try holding it in yourself and see if your hair doesn't stand on end. He upgraded me, and honestly, the environment was great and very comfortable. I thought this was a good start, that things were finally moving forward. On my second day, I had to catch a high-speed train, and since I was running out of time, I made a video that night. When I checked, I still had an hour or two left, so I thought, forget it, I just won't sleep. Then I went to the train, and at the same time, I could get used to my new phone, which is what you all saw. I used the new phone at 60 FPS, and it felt great. The train signal was so strong, I stayed connected with barely any lag. But get this, the phone didn't overheat, yet it suddenly lagged while still at body temperature. Then, getting off, I caught my hand in a metal trash can door. It swelled up, but honestly, I felt relieved. Luckily, it wasn't my thumb, so it didn't affect my recording. It just made me stop briefly. When it lagged on the train, I thought it was the network, but at home on my gigabit internet, the lag was insane. I set it to 120 FPS, but it ran at 10 or 20. Hard to imagine, right? This epic moment happened 7 minutes in, and the next footage is crazier. I can't show you yet as it's part of the 100 game challenge. I'll give you a sneak peek, but the rest is secret, okay? My phone, not my body, ruined the recording. After the train, it couldn't even hold 60 FPS at normal temps. The recording lags less than the actual game, but if the video looks this choppy, imagine how bad it was in person. Even my flashlight looked pixelated. This is just some low-level strategy, right? Let's try turning on 90 frames per second, 90 FPS. Okay, let's do it, Here we go. 90 FPS, 90 FPS, let's go. Oh nice, and now it's lagging again right away. 90 FPS? You're telling me this is 90? This is 90, huh? So what's that in the corner, 120? That's the screen refresh rate. I mean the red numbers shown in the game tools. The game tools also say 120, haha. Yeah, it's 120 everywhere, all showing 120, amazing, hahaha. A constant 120, just like that. 120 FPS is perfect. You don't even need to turn on any flashy effects. You can just blind yourself with your own skills, just flash yourself out. Thinking about the new phone I bought, just one day later it turned out like this. The next day, I still had to use it to livestream with the frame rate in the teens. I just had to laugh. Yeah, I get it now. And there are even more unlucky details. I didn't even add all the unlucky things that happened, but I get it now. I'm so tired, I'll just go to sleep naturally. That's it. Good night, everyone.